Hello, it's me, No.55, with Shastealer2 here. So, what actually drove you to start doing dubs in the first place?
Doing dubs. Okay. First thing that probably was my inspiration was cartoons when I was little. I would see them, and my mind would be slaughtered from all the crap I would watch, animational movies especially. And I would always think to myself that I would love to be a part of that. I would love to be part of projects like that. And you begin to think, well, I did myself. I began to think like, well, who's behind the voices? What do they do to get into? What do they do for that kind of thing? And that's I think where my inspiration came in. When I was about, oh, gosh knows, when I was still young and inexperienced, I got my first microphone, which was really cheap, and I ended up breaking within 2 hours because I didn't know how to use it. Uh, so I had to get another one, which took another 2 weeks. And by the time I was using it, I found that I was doing really silly projects. Like I didn't really have I didn't have my own computer at the time. I was using the family computer, and we had this webcam feature of like frame by frame animation. So what I would do, simply get a piece of pizza, take a picture, move it, take a picture, move it, create an animation of a moving pizza, and then dub like a really stupid voice over it. But at that time, that was probably like my gospel. That was the stuff I wanted to do. Not exactly make pizzas move with stupid voices, but just general dubs. And I moved on from there. Went on to YouTube, started doing Lion King dubs, and, well, from then on, I moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Abridged.
Alright. What generally was your favorite part about episode 1?
To be honest, nothing. I really do not like episode 1 at all. I'm sure all abridged makers will agree that episode 1 on an abridged series is usually the one that sucks the most. Which is a fair way to say. Because usually when you're starting off in your abridged series, you don't have a lot of experience. You might have a lot of experience, but you're still experimenting with voices. You're finding out what suits what character. Episode 1, for me, really just doesn't have a favorite spot. It's probably, in all honesty, the episode I hate the most.
Well, actually, I remember what happened in the second episode. Chaz comments about Jaden playing dueling Dr. Crowler, with playing Michael Jackson in the background.
George Michael. Absolutely flawless.
No, I don't take this as a compliment, but you are absolutely flawless.
Absolutely flawless.
It's just the little parts and everything. Anyway. So, well, what was it like when X came into the series in episode 2?
Oh, X! Oh, great guy! A huge motivation boost. Because on episode 1, I got such bad feedback from it. Because a lot of people see... I don't mean this as everybody's view, but a lot of people see GX Abridges as an insult to the original Yu-Gi-Oh! GX,
actually, for kids' version of it, the first season, I found it to be almost nonsense, because instead of using the word effect, they used superpower, and they kind of made it for younger generation, but
yeah,
the series
that's generally what they do, because they are for kids. But I do feel like they are patronizing the audience I mean, they got to realize that it's not just kids that watch this stuff. It's like young teenagers. I mean, some adults do.
Oh yeah, I know a couple of them that do. Anyway, let's go back to X.
Yes, X. Sorry about that. X. When he came in, what was I saying? Yes, a lot of people see Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Abridged as an insult to the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Of course, as you know, Little Karibos. So the general view I got of the first episode from the comments was like, "Oh, Shastila, this is horrible. Why are you doing this? It's crap. Just stop where you are right now. You're not going to get anywhere. It's not going to work." And it's not. I'm not trying to beat it to a pulp. I'm merely, paying a tribute to the show, which I think a lot of people can't really see. They just take it as an insult, because let's face it, on the first episode of GX Abridged series, mine in particular, it wasn't funny. I will say it really wasn't funny. The jokes were lame. The voice acting was absolutely terrible.
I remember what you said in the commentary before. That Crowler sounded too much like Bastion. Like the first episode. Like I said, you're still experimenting with voices. I had Bastion sound like this, typical British. Well, not to say that's typical British, but a lot of people see him as British, and so we want to hit the stereotype of typical British. And then we had I don't know how Krallis, I can't remember how I voiced Crowler in the first episode, but he has developed from now on. Crowler now sounds like this. He has his own voice. He speaks differently from everybody else, so you can tell that it is his voice. I think in the first episode, Crowler was kind of like Bastion, but a bit higher. Bastion would sound like this, and Crowler would sound like this, a little bit higher. It was, I feel insulted knowing that video is on my channel.